So this, my friends, is the Jones Flagship 2020. Time's flying. Many years of doing this job now. Full-time and since 2010. Almost the same amount of time Jones has been in business now. And, you know, poorly before that. But this Flagship has had a major overhaul this year. It used to have, you know, a different nose and tail, but even more so, it's been changed a good bit. The taper went from just a few mil. It almost had a double-ender feel. To now it has, I think, 12.5 millimeters of taper, something like that. And it's definitely a different ride. And it's a good thing too. They've also softened up the ride. But this is the on the table review for you to look at this demo board that's been traveled around the country, banged around, but sent to me, and I'm stoked I have it. It's a 65 wide, which is a little too wide for me, but I already rode the 58. I'd love to get a 64 for myself, or maybe even a 61, but I'm kind of in between the 61 and 64 in terms of sizing. But look at this camber profile. It's got just that nice Jones camber. There's a good bend there. It's got a softer thing going for it, a more uneven snow-friendly ride that we definitely felt on the 58. Pardon me. Little of the wife's shepherd's pie. Yummy. But it's like a whole new board. You know, you can see that kind of mellow magnet traction thing going along the edge here. Let me put it in your face here. Show it to you this way. You can kind of see that magnet traction going on there. That's great because it holds an edge in hard snow but doesn't grab at all in soft snow. And then let's get into some measurements here for you wide guys. This is kind of out of our wheelhouse, and I hope to be doing a 164, 161 version of this. But you can also look to the Carbon Flagship review, which I was lucky enough to receive a 161 and a 164. So we have just all the way out here, you're looking at 27.8 on the last insert right here. Then on the front insert, you bring it all the way in, you're looking at about 27. Then on the front here, you know, and this is super rough, so take this all with a grain of salt, but it's close. 27.5, and then, gosh, almost like 28.3, 2 or 3. So you've got that there, and then you know, it has the reference stance of 23.6, which is kind of right here, and that's a good place to be most days. But if you want to set it all the way back on powder, you're looking at 22 3/4, like almost every Jones board, and all the way in is 20.5, and all the way out to just free that taint, just get some air going in there. 25 1/4. So now if you were to set this all the way back, I think we're looking at, yeah, 6.5 inches difference between the nose and the tail to where the inserts go, which makes the setback on board more like 3.25 inches, which is pretty far. So this is going to have some pretty good directional float. And then you've got that just like that kind of 3D base tech going on. After the camber, it starts to lift. So you kind of feel this camber profile here. You have that consistency of the camber profile, but then as it rockers up and bends out. And it really, you know, when I saw the marketing tech, I wasn't sure, but but going out and riding these boards with this, you know, this like spooned nose and comparing them to other boards with just, you know, rocker in the same place but nothing spooned up, I do notice a little bit of an easier transition, and it's more and more noticeable when you're in thicker powder. So then the bass here, the bass is great. These basses, just Jones basses just have a glide to it that's really exceptional for the price point. So there you have it, man. The new Flagship with lots of taper on the table.